Mike Jones here with Ken's. My brother Kenny and I own Ken's Stereo Junction. We have a store in Macon and a store in Warner Robins. And since the 70s, we've been doing exactly that, serving you. Thank you so much for keeping us employed and keeping our family working. We do amazing things because of all the guys and gals that work for us and those big, giant brains. This show is amazing. Listen, I'm going to throw you off to a boat right when we start. You aren't going to believe the amount of power and sound we put in the boat. This is a great show. Let's get in the boat and check it all out. All right, we are in the rain because we had to film this before this boat goes to Destin, Florida. This is a speed boat, and I mean, this thing is ridiculous. He said, I need sound, and I want a lot of it. And we customized this entire speedboat. This is ridiculous. Let's start with the new head unit. This is a new Rockford Fosgate marine head unit. That thing is absolutely spot on. It is AM, FM. It does have Bluetooth. You can do XM. Pandora, all the stuff that built in. So you pair it to your phone here, and it's nice because it's thin and it flushes in right to the fiberglass. He says, when I'm riding and I'm going fast, this has a big block V8 in it. Literally, you're going to see that in a second. I want to be able to hear the sound because the speakers are down here. There's the marine speakers there. So we put super tweeters up top, one here and one here. That way, when he's riding, and we're going to do a sound demo in just a second, he has plenty of volume when he's, heads in the air type thing. When it comes to power, you got to have a lot of power to hear it over a lot of power, meaning the motor. I'm going to flip you around right here. We custom built this subwoofer box right here. Now, this is literally over 5,000 watts of power. We had to have battery bank to do the power. We rebuilt the battery bank, so I got batteries for the boat, batteries for the system. We have a bass knob built in. We got a vented box. That box took 4 men to get it in, and it was custom built inside this. Let me close this up so you can get an idea. We custom built this hole right here and that trim ring. The idea behind that is to allow the bass, look at that, absolutely spot on, to be able to breathe. Again, over 5,000 watts in a boat. Again, all the speakers, and there's actually, you should probably see the cutaway now of the speakers down there in the hole, I don't know what they call that down there, the resting area down there, some speakers. Now, I'm going to swap places with you again. I'm going to give you a little bit of juice. I'm sorry about the moving around here. You got to hear this. This is absolutely this is in a boat. I'm used to more. I'm really like that. Look at this. Look. What that's doing, but that is absolutely insane. He can play it hard as he wants out in the water no matter what. He's not going to have a problem hearing it over that big gigantic motor. Plenty of power, plenty of speakers, custom flush mount, speedboat, and Ken's. This is what we do. In the world of surround sound and audio and music throughout your house, we do Sony, we do Yamaha, we do MusicCast, we do Sonos, we do a lot of that, and you see in both of our Macon and our Warner Robins location, you're going to see amplifiers of all types, anywhere from a couple of $100 all the way up to the new Sony ES stuff that's going to be all the way up to $3,000. You're going to see speakers anywhere from a couple of $100 for a pair all the way up to big Klipsch towers or SV Sound towers that'll do that. Turntables are back in stock, very, very important to know that. Blu-ray players that have all our smart features built in are in stock, anywhere from about $89 and up for those. Sound bars are going to be anywhere from a couple of $100 and up, depending on which ones you choose. Kind of focus in on this one right here. We sell a lot of Yamaha sound bars. They do a good job. They come with subwoofers or no subwoofers and a couple of $100 and up. But when you go into each location to Macon and Warner Robins, they're going to have these where you can demo those to kind of get your groove on. Come this way. In the world of the smaller, what they call drop-in speakers or portable speakers, the MusicCast and Sonos world has done very well with this. What they do is they have where you can connect to your Wi-Fi in your house, and through the app you'll be able to control these. And a lot of people put like one in the kitchen, like I have 2 of these in our kitchen. They'll put one outside in the garage, one in the bathroom, and you can make them one big zone or play 3 different musics at the same time if you don't want to have stuff that that's flushed into the ceiling. In the world of outdoor, in a minute I'm gonna flip you over to a pool that we just did. Outdoor is in. People love to get outside and do the barbecue grill thing, and we carry rock speakers in ground and above ground. We carry surface mount speakers from Klipsch, from Audio Frog, and from Yamaha, and bargains are all over the place with us. You're going to be able to get a good deal. And if you're one of those folks that says, I won't sound outside, let me say this before I flip you over to that pool. I won't sound outside, but I don't want to mess with it. You know, I had a guy the other day who said, I used to do all my own work, but I just don't like doing it anymore. And I said, I get it. That's where our crews come in. You know, there's my phone number. The idea behind that is, you know, I'll come to you or I'll send one of our guys to you to design a system for you, and then we'll have our installers come out and do all the work for you. It doesn't matter if you're doing low voltage lighting in your yard or outside in your trees or in your pool. I'm sure you've seen a cutaway of outdoor lighting now. We've just gotten into that here recently. If you're doing sound, if you're doing in-ground by your pool, we do that. And that's the reason I put my phone number out there, because with this phone number, that's how we got a technician out to this house I'm fixing to take you over to. You are gonna love this. Check out this pool. All right, we are in the season. This is when we are doing our backyards, we're doing our outdoor kitchens, we're doing our swimming pools and our hot tubs, and of course what comes with that is entertainment and music, and of course this is definitely a part of our forte of what we do. Now when you do what they call a stake speaker, this is a stake speaker, and so these stake speakers, because they go down in the ground, they're made by Klipsch, made in America. These can go in the ground all the way down to the ground 12 inches and back up about 8 inches, depending on if you need to see over shrubbery or pine straw or anything with that. The coolest thing about this is we have separate amplifiers that run this. So we have 6 of these drivers around the pool and a subwoofer. Yes, I said subwoofer. And the idea is you can get, I'm gonna give you just a little bit of juice right now just so you can get an idea about volume. Give me just a little bit. And it's just crystal clear. Now, the blessing of this is when you have a big area like this, you want to have fullness of sound, but you don't want to have just one speaker where if somebody's over here, they're getting blown out of the water or blown into the water, just so you can hear on the other side of the pool. So come with me this way. We take these and we kind of place them out anywhere from 12 to 20 feet apart. As you see another one there, nice and clean in the ground, completely weatherproof. And listen to this, they have a lifetime warranty from Klipsch. Come this way. I'm gonna get a little more volume here. The idea behind this is, the reason you feel that, so if you have a system from us right now and you're watching this infomercial, you're feeling our subwoofer do what it do, because this is a 12-inch subwoofer that has 2,000 watts and it goes in the ground. So we literally will set it in the ground. It goes about this far into the ground. We have to put pebble rock and stuff and all that to keep water and stuff out of it. That literally also lifetime. Come this way. And if you'll look around, it kind of goes into this end right here. Now, the blessing of this is, it will give you a lot of volume. I'm going to give you a lot of volume now to give you an idea. Tremendous clarity, and what you will notice here, listen to that. It is like concert series out here. Listen to that clarity. My phone number will come up right here. That's what we do. Me or one of the brainiacs come out here. We designed the system. This was all mud when we started with this thing, and now it's all kind of coming back together. So big, huge power, and Klipsch, swimming pool, summertime, and Ken's. This is what we do. All right, in the world of monster power, like if you are a monster power person, Ken's and Macon and Warner Robins are monster power suppliers, if that makes sense. Big subs are back in action. But the last 2 years, it has been monstrous bass. Sundown Audio 15-inch. Now this is 8,000 watts, upgraded with the red spider. You can see right here. Guess what? Let me show you this mother right here. This is unbelievable. 8,000 watts of power, and it's only $1,000. You say, well, how do I power that thing? You power it with this. This is the Sun Cubed 4,500 watt RMS amplifier. Check this out. Dual 0 gauge inputs right here. I love the fact that you can build it to be a showpiece as well. 4,500 watts, and this is only $1,100. And you say, well, how am I going to get my mids and highs to keep up with my 4,500 watts? This is their brand new 4-channel amp, 1,000 watts. And check this out. Look at this beauty. It's absolutely stunning to look at, and the power is where it's at. 1,000 watts, 2 ohm stable. Ready for this? It's only $600. So let's put this out there. For $1,600, you can have a 4,500 watt monoblock amplifier and a 1,000 watt 4-channel amp with crossovers. Then your next question would say, once I buy that, and I buy that, and I buy 1 to 8 of these things, how do I keep it juiced? Well, you come over here, and this is limitless lithium batteries. Very difficult to say, but they are humongous power. And basically, when you get a battery this size, this is the battery, same power as 4 of a standard battery, if that makes sense. Plus, I love these new fan systems that just came in, anywhere from $100 and up, depending on which fans and stuff you do. Come in and see one of the brainiacs at one of the stores, and they'll custom build your system. Right now, I'm gonna flip over to a Tahoe that we just did and knock your socks off. Check this out. Chevy Tahoe. Gentleman comes in and says, I want a lot of sound. I want a lot of bass. Well, a lot of bass is like saying I want tires. There's a lot of variables to that. But when he started talking about 10,000 plus watts, he started talking about 15-inch subs that hold at least 10,000 watts. He started talking about audio frog mids and highs. He started talking about extra battery. And we started talking about, wow, here we go. He wanted a custom built box. I'm going to show you that in a minute. He wanted a custom built amp rack. Going to show you that in a minute. He wanted a custom alternator kit, which we do, of course, what we do when you want to power this thing up. He wanted a floating screen by Alpine, which we do that. And he wanted all his mids and highs. So here we are, audio frog mids and highs. Alpine floating screen. This is the largest screen on the market. This will give you an EQ, a crossover network. It has an amplifier, but you really want to add an amplifier when you do something this amazing. It's got a factory backup camera that we took out of the mirror and put here because the mirror is such a small image. So we put that here. And then this also gives you Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, all the cool features. But look at the size of this image, which is absolutely spot on. As you can see, the factory speakers are in the factory locations, which is nice. Nothing here fancy until we get, back there. I want to do a demo first and let you hear it, and then I'll show you what makes all that happen. Here we go, ready? I'll give a little bit of juice to it. I thought I was famous, so I'm a cheat. They thought I was taking a big. She said, I do my dance. I'm proud of my pants were playing. And I know that the talk was cheap. Stop. Okay. There's no way you can understand that, but if you're a bass head, you're literally drooling right now. Now, that is unbelievable. Huge bass, huge highs, lots of power. All right, when the Brainiacs do what the Brainiacs do, this is what happens. This is zero gauge. We have two zero gauges from front to back. We have this 45 amp hour battery built in here. These are 8,000 watts a piece. Rockford Fosgate on mids and highs. Custom built amp rack that's mounted to the vehicle. That way, if there's an accident, there's no accident, if that makes sense to have it that way. This is a vented box, and you'll see the detail of that vent as that wind has to be able to move through this. You see the slot vent there that makes this happen. And these are quite literally 10,000 watt, 15-inch subwoofers with a huge vent, which is why it sounds so absolutely amazing. Look at the size of this box. We have so many people who come in and go, I bought a Tahoe for bass, and that's what you get. Now, how do you keep all of this running? That's where my Brainiacs come in again. Let's go to the front. Check this out. This is worthy of seeing here. That is not one but two 400 amp alternators, so 800 watts. This thing sounds like it has a supercharger on it right now, but that's what it takes to run the vehicle. Keep in mind, the factory alternators, most of them are anywhere from 50 amps to 90 amps at max, and this has 800 amps of current to keep everything running so he doesn't have the crazy electrical issues down the road. You're going, why does it need 800 amps? Why not? Let's go back to the back one more time. Getting an idea. When you get that in place, and when you get this in place, and you get the floating screen in place, and the audio frog mids and highs in place, this is absolutely bass and audio perfection. Tahoe, Trinity, and Ken's. This is what we do. All right, we are at Taco Loco in Tifton, Georgia. Beautiful place. Let's get to what we got to be a part of. Now, in the arena of sound, they wanted to have big sound inside, so we have massive two-way 1,000 watt speakers. I'm sure you've seen a couple. We got 4 of those in their dining area, and outside we have speakers that are lined up in their patio area. All of this ties together, and then they can pull out their iPad or their phones or their tablets or computer and control the Sonos sound so they can play whatever their flavor is for that moment. Right here, right now, you're seeing it a month later, but this is Cinco de Mayo moment for them, and they are fixing to jam out. To be able to jam out, they want to be able to do live music. I'm sure you're seeing a cutaway of the tie-ins out there. That's where this comes in. This piece allows them to plug a guitar or a microphone into the sound system and it play through the entire restaurant, outside, inside, whatever they want to do. That is the blessing of this. Now you have control from your phone, so I can just play Pandora or Spotify or iHeartRadio or live music and not have to have 2 different sound systems. So there's a huge blessing in this. Now, on top of all of your sound, you have to have security. So here is a security grid, or part of our security grid, and this allows us to be able to watch the investment. You have to be able to see outside. I'm going to try to keep it from a privacy standpoint, but you have to be able to see outside. Let me just click. Look at this clarity. That is unbelievable with that much shadows, and you can see everything that's going on. Let's just fan through a couple of these. Look at this. Here's my driveway. Look at that. You can see the grain of the rock, which I think is absolutely spot on perfection. Look at this. Boom. Look at this clarity. These are full HD 5 or 8 megapixel camera. You can see the strings on the mop right there. And the idea behind this is I've got to be able to see who it was. I have to be able to see a tag number if I choose to. I got to be able to see what kind of color shirt they were wearing. And look at the view on this thing. They have day-night vision and audio video. You can get a week worth of record time, 2 weeks, 1 month, 3 months. You can get a whole year if you choose to. We 2-year guarantee this. We are in Macon there in Tifton. We 2-year guarantee this. Parts, labor installed right here on site. Here is the blessing of that versus anybody else that does what we do. We do not repair. We only replace. So if you have an issue with anything that is purchased in your 2-year umbrella warranty, it's literally an umbrella warranty, that means we come in and it's brand new. There's a phone number. The estimate is free. Taco Loco, Tifton, Georgia. Audio, video, security, and Kent's. This is what we do. All right, in our Macon and our Warner Robins location, we have a lot of cars. If you're in the car audio world or ATV world or side-by-side world or tractor world or lawnmower world or motorcycle world, any of those things that you like, we got a lot of stuff in stock. As you can see, we got speakers, we got amplifiers. Now, amplifier galore. Amplifiers anywhere from about $200 and up. Speakers anywhere from about $100 and up. And we carry the very best brands in the business. As an example, we have Trinity, we have JL Audio, we have SoundCube, we have Alpine. Just a lot of this product in place so that you can, a la carte, if that makes sense, or cop lunch, whatever you say, you can choose what you want to choose. So come this way. Back in the day when I was younger, when we would buy, everybody would buy the same brand. So if you bought Sony, you bought all Sony. If you bought Alpine, you bought all Alpine. But it's just changed a lot over time. So when you buy a sound cubed amplifier, you get huge power, but you have to find speakers that'll hold that kind of power, and that's what they specialize in. But when you come in, the blessing of this is you can just come in and choose what you want to hear and compare the different sounds with your own music. The idea behind that is we want you to get what you want, and the number one thing you want to buy first is speakers. Replace unless your head unit is dead, speakers make the biggest difference, biggest bang for your buck, and they're only $100 all the way up to about $1,000. Don't go, oh my gosh, it all depends on your budget. But when you buy from us, if we're not modifying the vehicle, you don't pay anything. Right now it should say free installation. We've done that since 1978, and we're sticking with that. Now, if you want custom, we do custom when we get with the custom brain people and they figure all that out. So this is one way. The new Type R, we do a tremendous amount of Type R and Type S products from Alpine. They're true two-way speakers, you can see here, different designs for different years. So when you come in, I want you to listen to those. In the world of head units, touchscreens, this is the new hot ticket right here. This is Pioneer's new floating screen. So it's AM, FM, Bluetooth, Android Auto. It will have Apple CarPlay, full touch, the whole 9 yards. You can put a backup camera on it. You can add satellite radio cam. But here's the blessing. This is at $899. For $899, that is an absolute blessing of a radio for the money. It's just a killer deal. They get bigger, as you can tell here. You go to about $1,500, $1,300 for the higher end GPS type radios. But you can get a $349 with Bluetooth, AM, FM, everything built in as well. Now, we sell Sony, we carry Pioneer, we carry Alpine, a little bit of JVC. Single DIN head units for you, old school guys. This is going to be perfect. Now we've got a CD player in stock, which is unbelievable actually. $179 and up for those, $249 when you get into the higher end JVCs and Pioneers. Now, I talked really fast because I want you to know that wherever your budget is, so whether you do no credit check financing, we have a no credit check financing, or you do with credit check financing, so you can get no interest for like 6 months up to a year in some situations there. The idea behind that is we will fit the budget. That's the easiest part about it, and you're not going to get pounded. I had a receipt in my hand less than 2 weeks ago from someone else. They went somewhere else and shopped, and I have no problem with you shopping around. But the problem is we were the same price on all the products, but they had $500 labor on the ticket. So we were literally $500 less because we don't charge for labor unless you do custom modification. So have all that in your big brain and get into the Macon or the Warner Robins store, talk to the Brainiac, set up your install, and all you got to do is do what? Ride down the road with the windows down, wide open. This is what we do. All right, in the world of outdoor TV, we have a lot of people come in and say, can I put a TV outdoor? Remember, I did a segment last month with that 75-inch outside that was literally on a brick wall with rain pouring on it. Outdoor TVs, or quite literally outdoor TVs, Sunbright and Samsung called Terrace. They make two different models. This is a demo that came out of one of our family members' house when we changed. We did a different size TV and everything. 55-inch, normally $2,000. It's $1,000, so it's half price for a 55-inch Sunbright. Now, I'm gonna get a little dramatic on you here, but I want you to see this. When I say, I mean, it will literally let you pour water all over it. It will absolutely take. I try to make sure people understand. They don't understand that, and I did that for dramatics, but it works. I'm telling you, literally it works. Look at the water running down it. Zero issues. Now, getting off of that, this is the Terrace series. Now, the Terrace size Samsung is going to be, the advantage of this is it's $3,000 and it comes in 55, 65, all different sizes, but it's a full smart TV, 4K, less glare and a little bit brighter than even the Sunbright, but they're both very, very good. But this is 4 times brighter than a standard TV. That's what you need to know. That's the reason you want to do an outdoor TV outside is no glare. The first thing people do when they put an indoor TV outside is they have that crazy glare. I have a friend of mine, Brian Lassiter, who just went to an outdoor terrace, and he called me 1 minute after he got it. He said, I cannot believe the difference in this. He said, when I watch racing, I couldn't watch racing because all I can see is the reflections in the background. He says, now I can see it perfectly. So that gives you some idea what's going on. So Sunbright, Samsung Terrace, with all different sizes, 55, 65, 75, but that's a bargain because it's half price at $9.99, and this is $29.99 right now. I think it's only for the next month or so. Now, in this arena, going back to inside the house, this is a really, really wonderful gift idea for you or for yourself. It's nice because these are the wireless headphones. They plug right into your TV or whatever box you're using for streaming and stuff. But I love the new padded area. It's kind of a noise canceling deal, but it's super, super lightweight. The other ones were just a little bit heavier. I love the pads on the top for the top of your head. And this is the new charging system here. So quite literally when you're not using them, you just set them on there and they charge back up. This wireless responder will go about 50 feet. You know, really, I've walked all over my house with them, which is probably 80 or 90 feet, but they call it 50 feet, but it goes a lot longer than that. It is an RF frequency, so you don't have to stand right in front of it for it to pick up sound. So if you're one of those folks that keeps turning it up and down and somebody beside you is going, enough already, or if you just can't hear well, like me, these work very, very well. Follow me this way. Now, we talked about outdoor TVs, but we also need to talk about indoor TVs. It's very, very important. The indoor TVs are going to be anywhere from 22, all the way up to 85. And now we also, I told you maybe a month or two ago, Sony's introduced their 100-inch. Now, the 100-inch TV has been $17,000. Don't freak out on me. It is now $99.99 right now for a little bit of that. If you're ready for a 100-inch TV, 10 grand, and it's Sony certified through us. We are one of the top 50 dealers in the whole United States for Sony. If you're a Samsungian, then they're going to make a 98-inch, and they're going to be $15,000 to $8,000. You're going, what? Who? What? We still have 65-inch TVs for under $1,000. We have 55-inch TVs for under $500. We have 32-inch TVs, smart 4K, the whole 9 yards, for $349. That is, we're the same price as them, but I have tech support, I have service in place. That is who we are since 1978 is. I have real technicians that take care of product that not only bought from us, but even if it was bought elsewhere. We've committed our next door location just to service because we do so much fixing, if that makes sense. So when you come in, look at every side, and if you can stomach, getting a little bit bigger, you want to do that. If you're limited by, certain areas, you want to put a tape measure, not this way. A lot of people try to measure diagonal. You don't want to measure left or right. But the idea behind that is, you want to get, because you're going to get used to it, and most people keep TVs 10 to 15 years. So Sony, Samsung, in-store tech support, plus we do installation, plus we do custom. My phone number comes up right here. The estimates are free. This is what we do. All right, we are at Loaves and Fishes Ministry in Macon, Georgia. They are a Christian-based foundation. And listen, if you go to their website, you'll see what it says. We are here to improve those life. In other words, they help those in need. They help those that need food. It is an amazing ministry. We have been backing them as a family for a very long time. You're going to love what we did because he just said everybody loves music. Let's get inside and check it all out. All right, we are inside Loaves and Fishes Ministry, which I absolutely love. And let me just tell you, the idea behind this is they are constantly improving the lives of folks that are in their downs, or for homeless, or people that are hungry. They are constantly, literally, if you go to their website, you will see that they constantly talk about we are trying to improve the lives of those that are in need, which is very, very wonderful. Our family loves what they are all about. They are all Christian-based, which is another thing you need to know about who they are. Now, this is what we do. This is how we got invested into this, is they wanted to have sound in the building, sound in the alley. You're probably seeing a cutaway right now of the alley on the other side over here. And then they have a place to do ministry in the back for a microphone as well, so you have sound. So I'm just going to kind of flip you around all the way around. Come on. If you look straight up there, you'll see. Now, the blessing of this is now this feeds over to the kitchen. So we're going to back up. We're going to walk through here. Right. This is where people are constantly bagging up the food by that. And this is a zone by itself. There's another zone outside in the alley. Again, you're seeing a cutaway of that. We flip it back around. They just built out this kind of overhang here, this kind of gazebo bench area here. We have another speaker up here. These are all Yamaha speakers. They're all weather. They're made to take a whipping. It's running a tremendous amount of power all the way throughout the building. The blessing of this is they can have music or ministry out here with a microphone. They can have music inside there, and they can have music in the alley all at the same time with separate volume controls. And that's kind of why the reason I show you that. I'm gonna bring you back inside. The idea is I can play at a different volume out there than I can if I'm trying to play volume in here, again, outside and inside. And that's the idea behind this. We came in and did this. Again, no way to run wire into all concrete walls. Everything's in place. Outside control, inside control, keep it simple. They can plug a phone in, they can Bluetooth, and we also have a wire back to a computer if they want to use Pandora or Spotify or whatever they want to use in that. The idea behind that, here's my phone number. This is what we do, right? We are all about service and taking care of folks, and the reason we have a relationship with them is it's on site. So when he calls and says he needs something done, this is my second or third time working for these folks to come and help them to keep this ministry running. So you got music, you got PA, you got Ken's. There's my phone number. The estimate is free. Loaves and Fishes in Macon, Georgia. Please support them. They are on fire to help those that are in need. Hey, thank you for watching our show. I'm thankful for 28 minutes and 30 seconds of your time to see what we get to do because of you. I'm very, very grateful for that. You know, my brother and I will never take it for granted, the fact that we get to do what we literally are passionate about since we were kids. My brother being in it, since 1978, I started in 1986. It's what we know and what we do. And I can tell you this, that I am so glad that we have all the brainiacs that work for us, because as smart as my brother is, and I'm somewhat crafty, these folks are just amazing that they do what they do for you. It doesn't matter if it's audio or video or car stereo or cameras or church. They are just unbelievable what they do. So I thank you for that. If you can dream it, I know it's cliche to say, if you can dream it, these guys can build it. Now, right here's my social media. Keep up with us on that. That kind of gives you an idea what's going on from a YouTube standpoint for Instagram and for Facebook. And we have specials that are daily, and I put a bunch of pictures and dreams and stuff up there so that you can kind of see what ideas are out there. It's nice to see other people's projects, so when you're doing a project, you can kind of make that fit into whatever your dream is. On top of that, when you go through these, you'll see sometimes we'll actually do a giveaway where you actually can register to get a gift. We try to do that once a month. So kind of keep up with us, follow us, and all those good things. Now, my phone number, here's my phone number. The reason my phone number comes up is if you have a good experience, I like to reward our folks that give you good service. Matter of fact, I have a young lady that works for me at my Warner Robins location. Her name is Caroline, and matter of fact, she's an absolute blessing for us, and she's also marrying my baby boy. But Caroline has just gotten compliment after compliment, and so there's a reward coming to her because I have had many people call me and say, you need to hold on to her. She is an absolutely amazing. So I need to know that. Now, if you have one of those kooky experiences that where we goof, the phone number is very important. Call me and tell me that so I can fix it, so I can try to make it right. I'll do everything in my power to make sure experience is great. I understand this is your hard-earned money where you're buying luxury items from us, and that's very important for us to make sure you get exactly what you want. Now, in the scripture, in 1 Timothy, he talks about that he has decided that because of my faithfulness, he is going to put me into service. I'm going to read that scripture out to you now. In 1 Timothy 1, verse 12, it says, I thank Christ Jesus our Lord, who has strengthened me because he considered me faithful, putting me into service. Here's the blessing what you need to know about that is. In other words, God says, I love that you know me, and I love that you love me, but are you serving me? Are you serving me? Are you going out there and growing my kingdom? Are you serving me? He says, I love that you love me and that you know me, but are you serving me and are you serving others? Jesus said it so clearly, love God and love others. I say that to you because that's sometimes hard to do, but he dumbed it down so that we can handle it. Love God and love others. Come see us at Ken's in Macon in Warner Robins. And since 1970, and this big behemoth, is that the right word? Mammoth? Go back here, let me show you this. So, am I wrinkly? Am I okay? Sorry. It's important. My mom watches this show.